All right, so let's get right into it. This is what I've noticed, and I don't know if very many other people noticed this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and try and get it out to the best of my ability, man. Family ain't the same type of family no more. Friends ain't the same type of friends no more. And it could just be because I'm getting older, or it's just a reflection of how things look from the outside looking in. But it's like it seems to be where there seems to be absolutely no loyalty amongst people no more. And I get it. You know, rule number one of survival is self-preservation. You do what's in your best interest to the best of your ability. I get that. But I just don't understand why it seems like people are just so open and happy with screwing each other over, taking advantage of each other, just trying to get over. And then the win on the other side of it is so small, so low, so minuscule that it's like, was it really worth it to ruin lifelong relationships over such a menial goal? Listen, I'm no saint, and I absolutely have skeletons in my closet to certain extents, but there's just certain things about loyalty and respect that I was raised on that I feel like no matter what happens in this life, you have to be you have to stand for something, you know? And I don't know if this day and age if that even matters anymore. I mean, talking about business, talking about, generational wealth, talking about just the overall structure of households, building the nations, and anything of that regard, it's like you got to have loyalty to do the most bare minimum of things. And it's like, unfortunately, it just appears as if loyalty is a relic. It's something that no longer exists or that very few people really hold near and dear. My thing is, as long as I've been alive, there's been a couple of key things that I thought that were going to be paramount no matter what you did. One was that family is going to be family no matter what. And judging from my own situation, I can see that in some respects that's right, in some respects that's wrong. Growing up, sometimes my friends were more family to me than my actual bloodline was. Then you start your own family and you realize that even some of those people become strangers. You acquire new friends, new situations, new experiences, and unfortunately things have a tendency to trade up and switch up on you. Regardless of any of my own personal life situations, the one thing that I do know, at least that I feel, right, in the advent of social media and things just expanding to the degree that they have, it seems like so many people are out for self, that so few people actually really care about integrity, playing by the rules, fairness, doing things that are in the best interest of the community, all the while benefiting for yourself. It's like, who can I take advantage of? It's like I literally had a homeboy that called me. He was in a downward straight. So I'm not gonna put him out, but I lent him $15, and that was like 3 years ago, and I never heard from him since. If I knew $15 was the price that it would cost to get somebody out of my life, was it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. There's people who I've given money to that have never given the money back. I tell people all the time that it's like, don't ask me to borrow money. If I'm in a position to give it to you, I'd rather give it to you with no expectation of getting it back, because if I lend it to you and then you fall short, then now you put a potential strain on our relationship. You can't say, oh, well, you petty, $100, $50, whatever the case may be. It's like, you use the word borrow. But that's how bad things have gotten, to the point to where it's like you question whether people, when they ask you for things or when they reach out for help, do they ever actually have any real intention on paying it back when they ask for it? Like, is it a calculated plan to just soak up whatever resources, or that that thing that they do where it's like they borrow it and then let so much time pass that they hope you forgot about it so they can line you up to try to ask you for more? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. But it's just like, what made me think about this was just looking at TikTok feeds and looking at the ways of the world, to where it's just like people are opening up their mouth and they're saying so many different things about so many different things, topics, whatever have you. And it's like, it just seems to be where it will make you think that the world gave up on loyalty, where they gave up on respect and decency and doing things the right way and being transparent. And I just wonder, is that a universal experience that people are experiencing? Or is that just something that in my older age that I'm just noticing that may or may not be accurate? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Peace.